literally was looking for the microphone because I forgot that we have these cool studio mics in our house. And I was like looking for the mic to hold. And it's not here.
We've stolen them from the studio.
Well, it's another Patreon episode, folks.
For you, the patrons.
The real ones. The soldiers.
That's what they used to have back in the day. You'd have like some rich guy and you'd be like, I'm a poet. And he'd be like, I'll pay you to live in a barn and write poetry. So,
is that what it was like?
Yeah, like a patron of the arts. They would just like support you while you did art.
Oh, yeah. And then they would also like give you heroin later.
Probably.
Yeah.
Why heroin?
I just feel like that's something that kind of like boomed later on, you know?
Probably opioids.
Right.
No, opiate.
Opiates.
Opiate. Opium. Okay, there it is. Opium. The drug that you used to be able to do. You know who was the number one...
What just happened? Did you have a stroke?
Well, because I went opioids, and I was like, opiate.
Were you looking for like a... I didn't understand what was happening like mentally just now.
Because that's the drug. That was like the heroin of like the 1900s.
Oh.
You didn't shoot heroin. You smoked opium
it. Yeah.
in like an opium den.
I smoked opium once.
Did you know that...
You're going to skip over that? You're literally going to just...
Well,
nothing?
This will tie in.
Okay.
Your family friends, the Bushes, were huge opium importers in the 1900s.
Really?
Yeah, big time.
Didn't know that.
I think whatever Prescott or one of them.
Huh. Even if I did know that, I would pretend not to. How's that for an answer?
I wonder if you smoked any of their opium. You should thank them next time you see them.
I definitely didn't smoke their opium. I smoked opium in my friend Phil's attic in high school.
How did he get opium?
Do you want to just open that?
Well, I don't want it to spill everywhere. There's a lot of electronics around.
Okay.
Mouse could get shocked.
Well, there's like a hissing in the background, just so you guys know.
These are very professional mics.
Okay. So
I think with the guards, you couldn't even hear our house session anymore with these.
You don't really?
Mm-mm.
You couldn't hear house sessions?
I don't think with these.
That's crazy. I feel like you could.
What?
I don't know. Maybe, whatever.
Did you notice that this one coaster is perfectly shaped like Iceland?
No, Andy. Put that away.
Some people would be interested.
No one's
interested
in
our
that.
Icelandic
That's the
listeners.
least interesting thing to an audio listener I could think of. I mean,
well, we get a lot of YouTube listeners. We have a coaster.
That's not even interesting, and I'm sitting right here.
Whatever.
You know?
Just because you can't have fun?
No, I can have fun. I can have fun with you.
You can't have fun.
God.
Buzzkill Betty over here.
I try to keep things entertaining, and then I get called a bitch because I'm trying to...
I'm just kidding, babe.
Okay.
Nobody thinks that the coaster is important.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But, you know, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. If it was a heart and I showed it to you, you'd go, aw.
No.
If I found that and it was shaped like a heart, like a rock shaped like a heart?
I don't think that's true. I don't think that would be something that would like tug at my heartstrings, so to speak.
I don't know if Rosebud has heartstrings.
I might not.
No, you do. When you see dogs doing certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sensitive sometimes. I'm a little bit sensitive.
No one is above the dodo. I would actually go as far as to say if you aren't affected by the dodo...
You're a sociopath.
Yeah, you're pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
You don't want to see a blind pit bull find love?
Although there is sometimes I'm watching the dodo and I'm like, yeah, some of these dogs need to be put down. Like sometimes I'm like, this is not okay.
That one pit bull that like was a burn victim and didn't have like lips and shit. You're like, okay, for everybody.
No, that dog was like, I think you're talking about Phoenix.
The one that's like, you can see all of its...
Yeah, he actually wasn't a burn victim. That was like a sickness that they didn't know what it was. But he was fine. Like he had like an autoimmune thing, but it wasn't, they couldn't figure out what it was, but he had a lot of health problems. But I also really loved him. I don't know. I'm thinking more along the lines of like, dogs that they're putting table legs on their legs because they don't have them.
You mean like the dogs that
they're
have
just
wheels?
giving them like a robot ass. Yeah.
You don't think we should have dogs with wheels?
No, dogs with wheels is cute, but sometimes you look at these dogs and you're like, what is holding this dog together?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I have a joke about it, about how there's people that will take on animals that will make their lives worse. Like my mom's life is definitely worse for Ren.
Oh, yeah.
Like Ren, I don't know.
And it's weird because like as an animal lover, you go, oh, people are like, we got some serious animal lovers on this podcast, and the listeners to this podcast, and it's weird when you're an animal lover, but you look at someone who's helping an animal and you go like, yeah, you should have stopped like 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like this dog doesn't want to be here.
Yeah.
You look in the dog's eyes and the dog is screaming, help, please end it. You know?
I mean, Mouse sometimes is screaming end it when you just, put her jacket on her though. So.
That's true. That's true. She hates her fucking jacket. But, anyway.
So we're recording this on Sunday, but it'll be coming out Friday, which means when you all hear this, Thanksgiving will have happened. You will have had your opportunity to give thanks. Mm-hmm. And
your one opportunity a year.
You maybe went home. You probably went home. Let's say you went home.
You went to your parents' homes.
Or like a sibling, if you're an adult, or maybe an uncle or aunt, in-laws.
My therapist says not to call your mom's house home. He says it's important not to do that.
Okay, well.
But anyway, go on. I'll get into that later.
Lived in my mom's for 20 years. I don't call it home. But I was thinking I would love to hear, and this is just like a thing if you have an opportunity, some stories. I'd love to hear some stories from you, the listeners, about your Thanksgiving, and if you had any fun interactions in kind of the QAnon anti-vax world.
Yeah, because the thing is like before the pandemic, I mean, this is probably the first year that everybody's going home in certain states. It's the first year that people are really traveling en masse, if you will. And, we had the Trump situation before. You'd have to avoid talking about Trump or talking about the election. But now you have to avoid talking about adrenochrome and Democrats drinking baby's blood. And
also just
and
vax.
Whether or not JFK Jr. showed up in Dallas in that parking lot.
Are they saying that? Are they saying that he showed up? Because I saw the crowd.
Yeah, there were people waiting. I mean, I don't know if they're saying that he showed up, but I'm sure some of you have relatives that know the answer to this. So let Andy know. Tell us what you experienced. Did you get a bunch of questions about when are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids?
Did you guys have anybody show up to the Thanksgiving dinner, let's go the other way, and wear a mask throughout it? Or socially isolate where they were like, I'm going to eat on the porch?
Yeah, did you have any relatives like that were handing out boosters that they picked up on the way to your grandma's house?
Anybody wearing one of those globe masks? The ones that are like go over your shoulders and they're like a window?
Yeah.